He's scoring 6-4 from Cole Palmer. The man of the moment is waiting to talk to us live at Stamford Bridge. Cole, well done. We spoke to you after the Manchester United game with 3. You've gone one better with 4.
Yeah, perfect night for me and the team after difficult results. But yeah, good performance tonight and yeah, good to get the 3 points.
And what was it like? A first-half hat-trick and a perfect hat-trick. Right foot, left foot header.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was a perfect hat-trick till after the game, but yeah, never thought I'd score an header. Well,
you're the 5th youngest to score 4 in a Premier League game. I've got the youngest man ever to do it here with me, Michael Owen.
No surprise there, is there?
Well played, Cole. I tell you what, I might have scored 4 in a game, but they weren't as good as these. This is your first goal. I absolutely loved it. Just tell me, I mean, the little bit of arrogance that you've got, that confidence that you got to nutmeg, and then almost like a Cruyff flick. But what really impressed me was your finish, because lots of people get so excited when you do a couple of good things in the lead-up, but then you're so calm to just play them, to control your finish. We've seen this weekend as well, a lot of people just slashing at chances, going for power, but you've got that cool head for accuracy as well.
Yeah, when I got on the edge of the box, I thought, I just had a little glance up and I seen the far corner was there. On my finishing, I tried to work on different finishes, you know, across the box with power, but mainly just accuracy and clean contact on the ball, and yeah, we went in.
And for the second goal as well, Cole, I mean, it looked like you were fronting up for a 1-2. That didn't come. Then you know, you're always on the move, ready for a cutback. That didn't come. But you're the only one that's moving at pace in that box. When you're in this type of form, is that luck or is that? Well, I don't think it is personally, but is that luck or is that, you know, you're the one person that the ball is always going to come to you?
Do you know, when I play in the middle, I just try and get in the goal-scoring positions, always be on the move, you know, because there's a lot of rebounds, keepers parrying it and stuff. So I just try to keep moving towards the net, and it just fell for me. Yeah, it's just one of them when you looks in, you looks in.
Cole, Theo.
Your thought process for penalty shootouts, for penalty taking, because of course you have a lot of distractions, but I don't want to sort of reference to what happened. I just want to think about you and your mindset for every time you take a penalty, if something situation actually distracts you or it doesn't. In that case, the fact that you've been so successful taking penalties, I just wanted to know your thought process when you actually take a penalty.
Yeah, I've had to wait a long time, a few times this season, you know, with the VAR checks. You know, what happened tonight and stuff like that, but then I'll just try to, when that's all finished, just focus, deep breaths, clean contact on the ball, pick my spot and put it in.
Yeah, and just finally, obviously your manager's come out and said he's had his say in the dressing room about it. Were you aware of that? Were you put off in any way what was going on behind you?
No, you know, everyone wants to score. I think it was 4-0 at the time, but I thought I'm the penalty taker and, you know, what, I score goals, so when I decided to take it, I just took it.
Well, listen, very well done again. Back-to-back hat-trick. The first Chelsea player, by the way, scored 2 hat-tricks in a Premier League season.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. Well done, Cole.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
That goal net ripple for the first time in front of the Stamford Bridge crowd.
Yeah, it was crazy. I joined in the attack. Not really, I do, but one time I saw an opportunity and just concentrated and just smashed it as hard as I could, and it went up.
His eyes lit up.
No, we saw that, the smile. You couldn't wipe it off your face when the ball was going to the centre circle again for kickoff. Just tell us what was going through your head. We could see it in your eyes. It was a dream come true, wasn't it? Yeah,
like every time I've been here as a fan, look up and you see the replay of other people scoring, and then seeing myself there is just a dream come true for me and my family.
How many sort of hat-tricks you get?
Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, it's a good point. Well, we could tell an England-Germany hat-trick story, but we haven't got time with Michael anyway. 33 goals in this Premier League weekend, 27 on up until tonight, 6 added by Chelsea. That big drama, of course, on Sunday with Liverpool and Arsenal losing at home after City had beaten Luton. But Everton, 6-0 they've lost at Chelsea. And this is what it does to the bottom of the table. There's another game gone and no more points gained. They're still, of course, out of the relegation zone, still 2 points above the drop zone. Theo talking about recovering for the next game. That is against Nottingham Forest, who are 1 place and 1 point below them. That looks an enormous game at Goodison Park. But Everton still 2 for above safety and with that 1 game in hand. But as Michael said, Chelsea very much looking upwards. 8 unbeaten in the Premier League, up to 47 points. 3 off the last guaranteed European spot. But as you can see, they have a game in hand on Newcastle and Manchester United. Win that, and Chelsea are suddenly in the top 6 and in a European place.
So maybe this could be an amazing season for Chelsea yet. Wasn't too much wrong with that performance tonight, was there, Jamie?
No, they were brilliant. And one man who has been brilliant all season, Cole Palmer. The rest of them raised their game to basically the level he's shown right since the day he joined the club. But yeah, listen, when you get a result like that, you think, should we be praising the team who've won, or should we be heavily criticising the team who've lost? Because when you're involved in a game, certainly when you lose 6-0, there's certainly a lot you can look at and point at and point fingers. No one should be really losing 6-0. They haven't gone down to 10 men, you know, that. And certainly a Sean Dyche team. Because sometimes you'd accept with a certain team, you never accept getting beat 6-0. But if a team's a really offensive team and they just have a bad day, they're caught all over the place defensively and they make mistakes, it can happen. But when you're a team who don't actually score that many goals, don't create too much, and you pride yourself on being tough to beat, to go somewhere and lose 6 is shocking.
Cole Palmer, of course, is going to get the headlines. The perfect hat-trick inside 28 minutes tonight, then the penalty to really wrap things up in the second half as well. But the quality, Jamie, that he showed in the way that he took that first goal, you can't think of too many English players that would show these kind of touches, can you?
No, and I absolutely love him. I mean, I think he's fantastic. And listen, fair play to Chelsea. This is actually a great goal. Everton were pressing really hard, pressing high up the pitch. But look at that space he's got between the lines. That was there too often because Everton pressed high. They were really aggressive. But that skill to go past Branthwaite. And the thing I love there is not just latching it. Great players always look like they've got time. He's got the ball on the edge of the box and he looks like he's got all the time in the world. He's got people throwing themselves in front of him and he just places it past the England goalkeeper there into the far corner. I mean, this goal, his second goal, I mean, Dele analysed this brilliantly at half-time, and that when you've just got that goal scorer's instinct, you know where the ball's going to drop. He's the one on the move. Look, he's there before anybody. The goalkeeper can do better, of course he can. But you actually watch where Cole Palmer starts. He's actually on the edge of the box there, wanting actually the pull-back for a shot. But look, he's on the move, 2 or 3 Everton defenders around, and who gets on the end of it? And
gets the left foot, gets the header, and adds the right foot as well. The first perfect hat-trick of this Premier League season.
Yeah. I mean, that's some finish there on your weak foot. It is. Because, listen, you can look at the goalkeeper. He's had an awful night. But control with the right foot, it's just got that little bit of curve at the last minute to make it come back on it.
And it's a tough watch, isn't it, Dele?
I've told him I'll take all the goals. I'll do it all. But listen, Jackson, listen, we've mentioned the half-time. Brilliant skill to bring it down. Unfortunately, because of what happened in the second half over the penalty, I don't think too many people are going to remember this goal when they think of him in this game, because I think what happened second half was just ridiculous considering the position that they found themselves in. But that was a fantastic
Let's
goal.
have a look at the incident that led to the penalty first of all. And then we'll get on to the actual what happened when the penalty was given. So it was this on Cole Palmer that we're informed was the reason the penalty was given, not that from Tarkowski.
Yeah, you see the referee there. He just points at his right. He puts his right arm out initially when he plays the advantage that there was a foul there. He tries to play advantage. Initially in here, I'm sure the Everton players are incensed. Look, he's pointing over the right side because you think it's a great challenge from Tarkowski. I think we were all a little bit bemused why, but
just catch his heel there.
Yeah, he catches his heel. It's definitely a penalty. There's no doubt about that. And it is a big, strong challenge, but it is a good challenge.
So Cole Palmer at this point is on the deck. So then it becomes a bit of a wrestle initially between Noni Madueke and Nicolas Jackson. Gusto, I think, finds it quite amusing to start with, and then there's this little conversation that ensues before the experienced player in the Chelsea ranks comes and gets involved, and that's Thiago Silva, because he thinks this is probably a little bit all unseemly, boys. We're winning comfortably.
It's daft. I mean, come on, lads. I mean, Pochettino's going to get asked about this after the game. They've just won 6-0, the best result of the season, a great night for everyone. And then Cole Palmer now gets up off the floor.
And then you see Conor Gallagher as captain say, right, Cole Palmer's on penalties. He's scored 8 out of 8, incidentally, this season. And Noni Madueke has been successful as well. I don't understand why Jackson then goes and gets involved again.
I mean...
Dele.
For me, this is them showing their age. I think, I'm not there at the training ground every day and I don't know who's their designated penalty taker, but from as far as I'm aware, in that last big game, when it was last minute and the pressure was on, I didn't see them all fighting to take it then. It's all right when it's 4-0 and you want to get on the score sheet, but if you want to get on the score sheet as a striker, don't try to do it 4-0 when, it's an unpressurised situation.
Some managers leave it for the players to decide on the pitch. Have you experienced that before? Have you been part of a team that's the case?
No, I think it's always sort of settled before the game.
It was when you play with Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think it's it's a shame because they did have an amazing night, and it's a shame that this is what's happened and people are going to be talking about this rather than just their amazing performance. But I'm sure they'll settle it. I'm sure Pochettino will speak to them about it, and they'll.
It didn't put Cole Palmer off. We've seen previously, think of some high pressure penalties that he has taken for Chelsea already this season, and there he goes. Pressure because of the circumstances leading up to it, I suppose, but it does make it 5-0 and now takes him level with Erling Haaland. 20 for the season, which is extraordinary, Dele. Could you have ever imagined this in his first season, moving from Manchester City, that he's hitting these kind of numbers?
I'd be lying if I said I expected that. I think we saw the quality he had at City. Obviously, they've signed a lot of players from all over, and it's a guy who's been playing in the Premier League that's come and that people are talking about. I think he showed his quality. Definitely showed it tonight, unfortunately. But he's an amazing player, and yeah.
And there's talent as well, not just in the young players that they bring in, but young players that come through the academy as well, like Alfie Gilchrist, who we've heard a lot about already. He's shown a real fight in some of his, and here he is showing some quality. And he seems to stay very calm when this ball drops to him, Jamie.
Yeah, and it was great to see when you see a local player. You could see how happy he was, and it looked like when he was celebrating, he was almost looking for his family in the stands to go and almost celebrate with them. But he just showed that calmness. He's got to wait for the ball and make sure he makes the right contact. I mean, unfortunately for Everton, Patterson, I think, pulls his hamstring when he's actually trying to come back. But you just see the way he waits. Even though it feels like it's an open goal, he's just got to wait for that ball to get there. Pickford comes flying across.
Celebration.
You see the celebration. But what I loved was when he was almost trying to go back to he wants to get back. He wants to be in the crowd, doesn't he? And that's a moment, he'll never forget. He's had a few opportunities, this season. Pochettino's tried to get him involved. And, great for him.
I think we can hear from him. No, we can't, not yet. I was just testing. Can you remember what that feeling was like, Dele?
Yeah. I think the thing with Pochettino, Chelsea have always had an amazing academy, and with a manager like that, you're going to get the opportunity. And when you do, you have to show yourself, and, he's got on the score sheet tonight, so happy for him, not happy for my team.
It shows then that there will be opportunities for these young players, even the ones that come through from Chelsea's academy.
Yeah, and listen, go back to the problem Chelsea have caused for themselves in terms of, the financial situation. And one of the things that I really dislike about the FFP or PSR rules is the fact that a local academy player can be sold, and that's classed as sort of pure profit on the balance sheet. So the easiest way to be compliant, if you're in a bit of bother, is to sell a local player. And that's got to change. That can't be right. Whereas a local player you've brought through, who's probably been at your club for 10 years, is the easy option to move on in the future because maybe you've made mistakes at boardroom level or players that you've brought in haven't worked. And, there's even talk of, obviously, Conor Gallagher being in that situation. So it's nice that young players come through, but Chelsea have moved a lot of local players on. You think of Frank Lampard when he was manager, all those players who were coming through, he knew. So I hope that doesn't affect players coming through at Chelsea because what's happened with at boardroom level.
A night to remember, certainly for Chelsea, for their manager, and also for two of those players we've just spoken about, Alfie Gilchrist and Cole Palmer. The celebrations have died down, and now we can hear from them. They're with Emma Saunders. Well, Tarkowski, we'll come back to the Everton side of the story, but the Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino is waiting to talk to us. A quite contrasting night for him and indeed his side. Congratulations, Mauricio. Brilliant performance from your team. I want to start, though, by talking about one player, and that is Cole Palmer, who is now level on 20 goals with Erling Haaland, and this is his first full Premier League season. Did you see this coming from this player, Mauricio, the first time you saw him on the training ground with you?
I need to be honest, and of course, when we signed him, we were talking that he's a great talent, was a great talent. But of course, now he's doing fantastic. I think he's doing really, really well, and I think he's a fantastic player. But in the way that he adapted himself and his game on the team was amazing from the day one. And yes, scoring goals and helping the team to achieve the result like today. I think so happy for him, so happy for the team, because I think it was important today his performance.
Was this the best Chelsea performance so far under you?
But I don't know. It's difficult to say because I think we play some good games. But yes, today happy with the performance. I think we started the game really well, and I think we show a different approach that we showed against Sheffield United, and we were talking during the whole week about to change and improve in different areas, and I think today was a perfect game.
Talk us though through this incident in the second half when you won the penalty and we saw this three-way debate about who was going to take it. What do you make of that as the manager?
It's a shame. And I was telling the player before when we arrived from the pitch. We had a meeting with all the staff also, and explained. We were talking, and for me it's a shame because I think we cannot behave in this way. I told them that this is the last time that I accept this type of behavior. If not, they all involved in this situation all out. The next time. And that is not a joke. That is impossible after a performance like this to have this type of behavior. That shows that we are in a process that we learn a lot. Like a team, if we want to be a great team fighting for big things, we need to change and think more in the collective way rather to think in the individual achievement. And it's so clear and made clear. I made clear to them, and now I through you to the fans and to everyone that Cole Palmer is the taker. And then if Palmer want to give the ball to another, but not in this way. And that is really, really sad situation that happened, and I'm not going to accept that happen again.
Mauricio, you've spoken about maybe bringing in the summer maybe more experienced players because you've got a lot of young players. So does that explain your inconsistencies at times this season? And also maybe the situation with the penalty, because we're talking about very young players.
No, Jimmy, I didn't say that. I don't know, in the context that we were talking about the future. Only I said that we need to agree things with the sporting director and with the owner and see after to make an assessment, big assessment and all that happened this season, to after see if in the case, that this we will need some experienced player to have the possibility to sign, But but in the same time, I'm going to say that I am happy with the project that we are involved. And yes, only I try to explain the different possibility, that can happen in the future. It's only to make an assessment and see if. Because we have too many young, maybe we need, some experienced player or not, or maybe we don't need and we keep going in the same way doing the things.
Very much in this race for Europe, Mauricio, now as well. I'm sure you know that, but how important is it for Chelsea and for you perhaps as well that you are playing European football next season? The
most important now is to build a team that being being consistent and capable to win games and be solid in the performance, because we dropped too many points like Sheffield United on the last minute, or again 10 men against Burnley, all the second half we dropped 2 points. Today with 4 points more, maybe we are there very close to fight for go to the Champions League. But because we were not consistent enough, because of this process, or because today I think it's very good for the whole people to see a little bit why because that process need time, because all this type of behavior talk that we are not a solid team that is going to compete with the scene so clear. Still we are in the process to learn. I told that we behave like a kid today, and we are going to accept we need to learn quick, because we are in Chelsea and because we need to play for big things. It's not only about to win some games, it's about to be consistent in the whole season. And that showed that this type of thing when happen is we need to use to learn, and to learn quick, because Saturday is the next game again, Manchester City on the FA Cup in the semi-final on Wembley, and we need to perform like today but behave much better than like we show on the penalty.
Very interesting, Mauricio. We wish you well at the weekend, and thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
It's interesting, Dele. I mean, well, he's probably a perfectionist at times as well, but his mood has really been soured by what happened over that penalty, it seems.
Yeah, I think he'll be really disappointed about it. I think the big thing about him is he cares so much about you as a person as well, and them showing that kind of thing, it's kind of selfish, I think, from the players. And, they want to get on the score sheet, but like I said before, do it in the game. It's good to see your strikers wanting to score, but if you're not the penalty taker, you don't try to get the ball. They didn't, like I said before, they didn't do it against United when it was last minute and it was a lot of pressure on it. They left it to Palmer then. But now I think he's clear that he's not very happy about it. But
is it also a good time to deliver a message like this when you've won a game so convincingly as they have tonight?
Yeah. It's better when after they've won the game than a game that that there's not so many highs to go over. But I think if they talk about it and they learn, I think they're young, they're going to make mistakes. So as long as they learn from it, I think it's.
I think it's really interesting as interview. I wasn't expecting that. I think when we saw the players get interviewed before, they tried to downplay the situation. I thought it might have been the case. Everyone's in the dressing room, and the manager would almost give the players a message. When you go out, this is what we're saying. Let's try and downplay it. We've had a great win. It's a great result. Let's not let this overshadow it. And I don't think it should, by the way. But I think it was really interesting how upset he was then, how angry he is at that situation. Because he's probably looking at thinking this has been the best night for us, or certainly me as a manager, you as a team. And people are going to be talking about this situation afterwards. So, yeah, I was surprised at his reaction. But I'm also pleased as well in that, he's going to send a really strong message to the players then. I don't think it'll happen again.
Emphatic result, horrible night on the flip side for Everton. We've heard from James Tarkowski, and here's his manager now, Sean Dyche, with Emma Saunders.
From a family of Chelsea supporters, and that rounded off the perfect evening for him. And for Cole Palmer, who is the fifth youngest player to score 4 goals in a Premier League game. We're in the company of the man who still has that record, Michael Owen, from his 4 against Nottingham Forest, was it, at Anfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, 98. Well, what about that first half hat-trick for Cole Palmer all round? We've mentioned his perfect hat-trick, we've mentioned his numbers. Is he just going from standard to standard as the weeks go on here?
Well, I never expected him to reach these levels already, Steve, I must admit. I mean, I liked him at Manchester City, but I didn't think he was as special as he is. And now he's really forcing himself into the England reckoning, let's say, for this summer. I mean, this is a fantastic goal. The position he picks up, the little nutmegs, the little flick around the corner. And I just love this. We've seen all weekend players thrashing at the ball, smacking it as hard as they can, and I just love it when he actually, guides it in, and he finds a lovely little space here. Look at all this space he's found. He finds these pockets so well, and then when he fronts up his man, I mean, this is just pure arrogance, cockiness, in a good way, confidence, self-belief, a little flick like that. Everybody else stands watching. He's off again. Ball gets laid off to him and he strokes it into the corner. It's quite sublime for you.
Do you know, it's quite interesting when you play it like that. That's how he plays. Everything slows down for him. And again, this one here, he picks up a great position. At first, he stands still and he picks up a space where he doesn't want to get too much involved, but he's always looking for the ball. You can see him here behind the referee, and again, he's sort of reading the situation before any player can really picture it, but he's already pictured what's going to happen. It already happens that the ball's going to be going into a space here where he can then sort of feed off the second part. He wants it here, creating doubt into Gomez there, who comes out, that then leaves the space because now he's attracted to the ball. And now he knows, look, the cutback's on, I can get a little easy tap in here, but he doesn't give up again, and he gets his easy and he gets his rewards. Again, I've got to ask maybe questions of Jordan Pickford, could he do better? But again, you've got to give credit to Cole Palmer there.
Yeah, well, Jordan Pickford talking about could he do better, he certainly could here, couldn't he? I mean, he telegraphs it really for Cole Palmer. I do think there's an easy option on for the goalkeeper. You know, I don't know what the midfield player is going to do if he even if he gets the ball there, he's under pressure. If he just plays the ball out here, out wide, then Everton are out. They're out. They're moving forward. What can he do even if he gets the ball there? And Cole Palmer, he entices him, doesn't he? He's just almost saying, "Go on, I dare you, I dare you." I'm not taking any notice of that one. And then as soon as he put his head down, took his leg back, he moved into the line of the ball and cut it out. So it was cute, it was clever, and then executed perfectly well as well with his weak foot.
Yeah, a first half Premier League hat-trick, which you did in your Arsenal days against West Bromwich Albion, we should point out. Right, very positive night for Chelsea, as the boys have just mentioned there. The only negative headlines this: Madueke and Jackson getting involved with wanting to take the penalty for the fourth goal there. Cole Palmer in the end taking it. Conor Gallagher sorting it out, the captain on the night. All little and savoury. This is what their manager, Mauricio Pochettino, has had to say. You can understand his anger, his frustration. He says it's very sad, and that's what he's had to say about it.
And he also said as well, if Cole Palmer wants to give the ball away, he can, but absolutely no chance is Cole Palmer going to be giving the ball away when he's same level goals as Erling Haaland right now. I mean, again, yeah, he's 9 out of 9. These Chelsea players need to put the ego aside, and as well, it's like we're saying, it's a team game. We want what's best for each other right now. Let your best.
They are going to continue on this trajectory upwards to where they want to be. They're going to have to show a lot better collective spirit publicly than that, aren't they?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's a team game. We can't. Everybody wants to be the hero. Everybody wants to score the goals. You understand that, but you've got to be selfless as well in a team. You've got to sacrifice yourself sometimes for the team. And I can understand it a little bit because Cole Palmer was the player that was fouled. He was down injured. So I can understand a couple of people then having a bit of a dispute saying, I'll take it, no, I'll take it. I understand that. But as soon as Cole Palmer then stands up and he's healthy and fit enough to take it, arguments should stop then. Then it goes back to what the manager said, Cole Palmer is the penalty taker. So that almost should have stopped the discussion straight away, but for it to continue, that was the strange bit. And then after the ball went into the net, for the discussion to continue and for them to be a little bit of bad blood and Jackson not even celebrating, going over to celebrate and getting pushed by a couple of his players to go and celebrate, then that was strange and you down. But that might be, how they're evolving at the moment. Still not perfect. But yeah, he won't want to see that again.
Just the final one on Cole Palmer, though. He wasn't put off, was he? His mindset, his mentality there, ice cool.
Yeah, exactly, as well. When you got all these things going on, like I say, he distracts himself somehow. And that's why I feel like he's so calm. Exactly, as well. When you got all these things going on, like I say, he distracts himself somehow. And that's why I feel like he's so calm when he plays. That's how he plays. And nothing really phases him. To actually deal in that situation where players are losing the plot, really, and really not understanding, reading the room, should we just say, he takes himself away from it because he's focused on, I'm going to take this penalty. I don't care what any of you lot are doing right now, but I'm focused on what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my job because I'm the penalty taker for Chelsea Football Club right now while I'm on this football field. So, again, got to give credit to him because a lot of players would have missed that. But luckily, they were 4-0 at the time. So, 4-0 at the time. So, yeah, brilliant penalty, and he deserves to be that penalty taker right now, that's for sure.
One thing now is that they'll turn up for us because we really need him right now.
How damaging is a defeat like that for confidence at a time when you really need confidence?
Oh yeah, it's awful. As I say, it was a disaster. We had a good week's training. We came into the game with good feeling. Started the game bright, and then once the first goal went in, we just capitulated. The there's one or two lads who can hold their head high, but I think in general we can now accept that we're nowhere near good enough. I'm embarrassed for myself, for the club, for the fans, but us as players, it's just on the players. The manager gives us everything we need to go out there and perform, and to deliver that is disappointing.
Well, that's strong. His worst day in football. I mean, look, shell-shocked there, James.
Yeah, it's like I was saying before, it'll hurt the players, of course, but it'll hurt the fans more so. Because like James said there, they've travelled, they've earned their hard work money, and yeah, it's not acceptable, really. And it's just disappointing the fact that they just sort of fell apart with one goal, because they're still in it. And it's not nice to see, and they'll be travelling back home very angry, and I'm pretty sure that
enormous game on Sunday, which we'll be watching at Goodison, between Everton and Forest, separated by 1 point and one place.
Yeah, and I'm trying to put myself in Nottingham Forest's shoes here. I'd probably be thinking there's going to be a backlash, not a good performance. I mean, Everton are going to have to really roll their sleeves up, and for the fans, because they could be teetering at the moment. The fans have got every right to give them a little bit of stick. But I'm sure the Everton fans will get behind them. It's such a big game. And as I say, the players probably will have the bit between the teeth, saying we can't put in an embarrassing performance like that again. So I'd be fearful if I was Nottingham Forest at the moment.
Let's round up the goals, because Nicolas Jackson won't get many headlines tonight, understandably, because of Cole Palmer. But he scored a fabulous goal as well at 4-0, didn't he?
He did. Again, it was... His overall play tonight, I felt, was very good. I think at times he caused a lot of problems, put a lot of doubt, but it's just the touch, the confidence, the touch, the swivel. I referenced it to a Didier Drogba goal many years ago, but again, it starts with Cucurella, who felt he was offside, and Braithwaite there, he just seems to put his arm out, and it's one of those where you need to play to the whistle, play to VAR, whatever you want to call it these days. But look at the touch and the swivel, is such a difficult skill. And the way I think he hits it into the ground, if anything, he hasn't hit it so cleanly. He actually makes the goal. I think he hits it cleanly, might not really go in, but it's just one of those finishes that doesn't really happen often. It's one of those me and Michael are very proud of to see, because it's a finish you don't get at all. Yeah,
that's a very good finish. He makes a really difficult skill look easy, I feel, there. And as I said at half-time, if it wasn't for Cole Palmer's heroics, then we'd be drooling over that. That was seriously good. Great centre-forward play. One touch with your left, swivel, hit the ball, all in the same movement on your right. You can't see the goal at any point. You know where you are on the pitch, and you're almost guessing where the corner is. And as he's done that and hit it first time in off the post, I mean, it's a brilliant goal.
And the cherry on the cake, if you like, we love a young player who supports the club, who's come through the club. Alfie Gilchrist has just done that from the age of 10 to the age of 20, from a family full of Chelsea fans, and he scores his first Chelsea goal.
Well, we saw what it meant to him with his celebration, because the goal didn't mean much in terms of the general scheme of things. Chelsea had already wrapped the game up a long time ago, but this is just personal joy, playing in the first team. This is an absolute dream of his to obviously make his get on the pitch in this blue shirt, and then to score a goal would be a dream come true. And his celebration was just that of pure enthusiasm. It was great to see.
Yeah, a night to remember for Chelsea and for Alfie Gilchrist, as we can see with those celebrations. But as we've already said, a night to erase and forget for Everton, and their manager, who suffered his heaviest ever defeat in his managerial career, Sean Dyche.
A tough night. How do you reflect on that?
Yeah, really poor. Miles off the intent and desire to win a football match. You need quality, of course, but the underbelly of a performance. You have to give strength, you have to tackle, you have to anticipate, you have to do the hard yards of the game. And we weren't prepared to do that, especially first half. Obviously, I thought we were mildly, slightly better second half. But the first half is miles off where you need to be in the Premier League.
What do you put that down to?
Collective down day, they're hard when they happen. We had one at Villa earlier this year when collectively you're looking around for a spark and you haven't really got any. You know, everyone's on a down day. It's one of them anomalies that happens. The prep was right. They knew that, well, the first few minutes of the game, we went after them, which we wanted to do. So we started the delivery of the performance spot on. That's what we expect. You know, we have a chance within a couple of minutes. Pressing, working them. But you can't give away soft goals like that. They're just dancing around. It's not even getting a tackle in, not even an intent to tackle. And you can't do that.
It feels very out of character given your defensive record this season as well.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I couldn't. I mean, that, like I say, collective down day. You know, I haven't seen, not just the back five, by the way, midfield, 2 young lads earning their spurs, learning about the Premier League. Well, they learn from tonight. Because if you don't get tackles in, if you don't break the play up, if you don't read the play, when people are popping it around you, then you get hurt. So it was, like I say, very, very tough night, without a doubt, and nowhere near the level we want to be at.
You can feel his anger, and as we've said, it's all about the reaction now at Goodison on Sunday.
Yeah, he's Sean Dyche there. He's put a message to his players that he's going to want players that are going to have his back, that's going to have the club, and they're actually going to work hard. And like I said there, the way of trying to learn and experiences, they're going to get experiences tonight from this game. But like I said, about breaking play up and frustrating the fans and the players at Chelsea, and they didn't do any of that today. So he'd be really disappointed, of course. But like I said, these weren't the games that they were going to get really results from, but it's performances, which is always key for Sean Dyche, and that was really out of character.
Yeah, really disappointing for him. I mean, he's a proud man, and he wouldn't like that on his copybook. I mean, yes, getting beat 1-0, you can sort of accept it, but 6-0 is a drubbing. And nobody saw it coming, really. Lots of people might have fancied Chelsea tonight, but nothing pointed to that, to a result like that. So Everton's defensive record was very good. Was it fourth best in the league before tonight, which is incredible for a team that sat where they are in the league. But out of character, and I'm sure they'll bounce back with their home faithful on Sunday.
Absolutely.
A ver, saque de banda. Balón puesto en movimiento. Intentaba rematar más valiente. El remate. ¡Gol! ¡Bauer! ¡Gol! ¡Del Barrio! ¡Le pegó con el alma! ¡Bauer! ¡Que golpea con pierna derecha!
La última jornada en el Cupra Arena de tanto la Kings League Jobs como de la Queens League. Puedes entrar también en el centro y el remate. Ahora te lo cuento porque es un golazo. ¡Gol! De Frankie Purdy. Arrancó la moto. Vamos a ver lo que hace Ubon. Ubon que toca hacia atrás para pegarle más. ¡Golazo! Iñaki Villalba que se está recuperando de ese choque. La bola para Nolito. ¡Golazo! ¡Saca Briones! ¡Golazo de escándalo! ¡Madre mía el chicharrazo que acaba de mandar Nolito! Y todo el banquillo de Cunipo se quejan de un posible penalti. Creo que es Ubon, ¿no? El que está teniendo el terreno de juego, pero vamos a la contra. Ahora el remate para adentro, Mabego. ¡Gol! De Pío, de Pío, de Pío, de Pío. Lo grita Nuevo León.
Lleva el balón la número 88, lo levanta con la cuchara, buen balón, ahí está Ana Hernández del centro, la controla Sara París, el remate que intentaba Carmona, le cae a París, ¡gol! Marca el Rayo de Barcelona, Nula que de momento dice que el gol es válido.
Balón en el carril central, Alba que le puede pegar, para adentro, ¡gol! Del Barrio, marca Alba Guerrero, se va a poner Iris Domínguez, envío muy cerradito, segundo palo, gol, segundo palo, gol, gol. Que filtra, el remate de Cerdán es un golazo.